Well, I think what's always extraordinary and paradoxical about the Last Supper, I mean, there was only one person at the Last Supper who knew it would be the Last Supper, and that was Christ. Nobody else knew. It was a Thursday evening in some cheap restaurant on the suburbs of Jerusalem, a very, very ephemeral throwaway event. But that immensely ephemeral throwaway event became probably the center stone of 2,000 years of Christian and therefore Western philosophy and thought. There have been a whole series of people, of course, who've painted Last Suppers, but in some curious way, this extraordinary painting did, I suppose, really mark the definitive, absolute, final say-so of that particular matter. People went on painting Last Suppers after 1500, which is the date when Leonardo did his, but I don't think any of them ever came up to what he actually achieved at this sort of singular, ephemeral, almost second of a moment, which somehow became so metaphorically so important. We can't, of course, transport the original. It's an Italian national treasure, and it cannot be removed from the wall. And here we bought our clone, our reproduction, our facsimile, 5,000 miles away from the original place of origin. The question of notions of light on a painting, this painting still is in the place where it was painted for, and that's very, very unusual. Museums of the world are all full of displaced paintings. They were never intended for a museum, so they've been moved. So we would try to reproduce the actual light conditions of the original. So all the colors, and there must be over 1 million of them in this painting, are all meticulously measured. So all those have been very, very carefully calibrated, related to the light on which we shine on the painting. So all these sorts of concerns are part of the reproduction. All the brush marks of the painting you can see if you go up close. The actual calibration of the plaster surface of the wall is reproduced. So every effort is made to be as faithful as we possibly can to the original. And here we brought it 5,000 miles to put it in Melbourne Town Hall. So the context in terms of history, in terms of notions of cultural appreciation, are entirely different. I think I could probably guarantee that my average Italian visitor would know who Da Vinci is, would understand the significance of the Last Supper. But am I being culturally arrogant to suggest when you travel so far to a different country without a very great sense of cultural identity, without enormous amounts of, shall we say, archaeological cultural experience, would it be the same phenomenon? So it's an experiment, and we hope to find out.
Saresti in questa terra di sole.